This is Chris. Today I'm going to talk about putting a larger hard drive in your computer. Now this is a Seagate Backup Plus drive, 3 terabyte. Now I want to talk to you about something. I've seen numerous videos online where they're talking about taking the hard drive out of one of these and using it on your computer. Is it possible? Yes. And I'll show you step by steps on how to do this. But Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7, probably every other version of Windows has a limit on the size of the hard drive. Now, unless you have a computer that will boot to GDP, most boot to MBR. That's your master boot record. If your computer only boots to MBR, buying and spending this kind of money to get one of these external hard drives that's like a 3 terabyte, that's what this is a waste of money. Windows only goes up to a certain size. Windows 7, which is what I'm going to be putting on here, only goes up to 2 terabytes. So if you spend all kinds of money, then, well, you're going to lose some space. Alright? Now, I'm going to try to keep everything in focus here. Unfortunately, I do not have a tripod for my camera, so it's going to be really difficult. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a simple, basic way to get into these. Alright. Now, start with 2 butter knives. Okay? Some people say you can use screwdrivers. You can use... I've never tried a credit card or anything like that, but I use butter knives. I always start in the middle. And make sure you get your knife in there. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. You get the blade part in first. And some sides are tighter than others. So if you can't get it in one side, try the other side. And see? And just kind of pop it out a little. Hold your butter knife and take your other one, stick it in there, and just kind of work it down. And don't worry about that, that just kind of fell. I don't need that anymore, I shouldn't. And you got these little tabs in here, and that's what you're trying to get open. I don't know if you can see the tabs. There you go. There you are. Now, once you open these up, you may or may not be able to see this. There will be little plastic pieces in here. There's a couple little ones in the front, and then 4 here. When you take this out, make sure you don't lose these in case you have to put them back in. Alright? Now you can see the rubber pieces. Alright, I'm going to set this over here. Now, I took the rubber pieces off. They just come right off. And they cover these screws. You'll have 4 screws. And they're really high quality screws. Alright. You take out the screws and make sure you don't lose them. 4 screws are out. Just kind of lift up a little on the back and just slide it out. And if you can see that, lift up and slide it. There's your hard drive. Now, I've already got my girlfriend's computer set up. As you can see, there's wires everywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install Windows 7 on this. Now, this is a 3 terabyte hard drive. Now, her computer does not boot GDP or whatever they call it. All her computer boots is MBR, Master Boot Record. So, Windows will only show 2 gigs, not gigs, but 2 terabytes of this 3 terabyte hard drive. Alright? In fact, let me turn this light on and maybe this will help. Okay. This is Windows 7. Alright. Now, what I did on her computer, since she already has 2 hard drives in her computer, I just unhooked the cables. I hooked up an extra DVD ROM because she doesn't have a DVD ROM on her computer because she has an extra hard drive. She has a slim computer. I just left her hard drive in and I just laid everything on the top. You can see the way the monitor, everything is set to the side here. And I'm going to go ahead and install Windows. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this, I've seen numerous videos where they're talking about installing Windows XP or Windows Vista or Windows 7 on a larger hard drive and buying one of these expensive external USB hard drives like the Seagate Backup Plus. Now, I do have 2 of these drives. This is 3 gigs, and I also have a 4 gigabyte Seagate Backup drive, USB drive. If you insist on using a large hard drive like this, what you need to do is you need to have an extra hard drive installed already with your Windows programs on it, a smaller drive. No bigger than 2 terabytes for Windows 7, no bigger than a terabyte for Windows XP, and you use the secondary drive. Your large drive is the second drive. You may have to split down the partitions or the drive into 2 separate drives to get some things to pick it up. But like I said, the reason I'm doing this, I've seen numerous videos where people have used one of these to install on their computer and put an operating system. What most of these people are not telling you is Windows will not pick up the entire drive. Okay? So I'm also going to show you how to recover your drive if you've done this and you found out, well, I only have a terabyte or 2 terabytes on this drive and I paid for 3 or 4. I'm going to show you how to recover it. you will definitely need another hard drive with an operating system on it, already pre-installed, or another hard drive to put an operating system on to do this, to recover this drive to get your full capacity back. Okay? The programs I'm going to show you are free programs. I've already showed you a couple of these programs in some of my videos. And like I say, Windows is loading the files. This is going to take a little while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this video down. When I get Windows installed, I will come back and I will show you what it's doing. I will do my best to show you the drive capacity, but like I said, I do not have a tripod for my camera here, my camcorder, so I can't get it real close to the computer because of the way our little studio apartment is set up. So I will do my best to show you everything I can show you. So I will be back when I get Windows installed on this large drive. This is a 3 terabyte hard drive. Okay? Like I said, Windows will not see 3 terabytes. It will see 2 terabytes and only 2 terabytes. And you cannot even partition the hard drive to recover that after Windows is installed. You cannot get that hard drive stuff back. Windows will not pick it up. Windows will not see it. If you go into your devices under administration, you will be able to see this part. It will be unpartitioned, whatever. You will not be able to access it. So, my advice, if you want a larger hard drive for your operating system, one, check the operating system, check the size of the drive for capacity. The smartest thing to do is go MBR, go by that size, because like I said, GDP or whatever the other 3 letters are, it's G something anyway, GPD or whatever. A lot of computers do not have that in your BIOS. I have not been able to get it to pick up in her laptop, not her laptop, but on her desktop, because her BIOS doesn't have that setting. All hers has is MBR, and that has a size limit. So does Windows. Like I said, I will come back after this is installed. I'm going to try to make this not super long, but I will come back and I will show you once I get Windows installed. Okay, I'm going to try to show this to you. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. This is installing Windows, fixing to on the hard drive. There's the hard drive. Unfortunately, my hands are really unsteady. I apologize. You will see that it's 2,047.9 gigabytes that Windows will install it on, and unallocated that Windows cannot find, cannot use 746.5 gigs. That's 3/4 of a terabyte that Windows cannot use, period. Okay? I apologize for the loud plane there. Alright. Let's zoom this back out. And I will come back once Windows is installed. Alright, while that's installing, I already have one of these set up. This is one of them hidden hard drives where I will be replacing the DVD-ROM. This has 160 gig hard drive, and I already have Windows 7 installed on it, so I can recover that after I'm done with it. I also have a driver disk. I believe it's like Solutions driver disk or something like that, version 13. So I can actually put the device drivers on it, which I really don't have to show you the size. But to recover it to full capacity, you're going to have Windows installed on something else to recover that drive. So if you bought one and you can't get all the data, it's best to just use it as an external, unless it's a 2 terabyte. Anything above that, you're going to lose your money basically, because you won't be able to access anything over 2, basically 2, 2.25, 2.5, something like that. So like I say, this already has Windows 7. I installed it earlier, so I will be able to recover that drive, and I will show you that when I get Windows on there, and that's going to take quite a while because that drive is so big. So when it's done, I'll come back. Okay, before I do anything and show you that, I wanted to show you what I'm using to install the drivers. Let me just go ahead and pick this up. This is Driver Pack Solution 13, okay? Now if you use one of these, sorry about the noise, it will try to install a lot of other things. And if you're just using this for your drivers, you have to uncheck all that. It'll try to install like WinRAR and Java and Flash, and you really don't want all that off of this disk. If you want that, you need to download and install it separately, or update it through like Windows Update or something, you know, like any Windows updates. But this is one of the best driver packs to install your device drivers. Now this is 13. It will burn on a regular size 4.7 DVD. In other words, a 4.5 DVD. And that's how I'm installing my drivers. Now I'll come back when the drivers are installed and we'll talk about some of the other things. Okay, Windows 7's installed. Now I'm going to be getting in the way for a second here, and I will try to yell out what I'm doing, so this will pick it up hopefully. I'm going to show you how much room you lost on this 3 terabyte drive. Go to Start, Control Panel, Administrative Tools, Computer Management, and Disk Management. Okay, I hope you heard all that. Start, Control Panel, Administrative Tools, Computer Management, then Disk Management. Alright. See all that in the back? All that right there? That is space Windows cannot use. This is 746.5 1.52 gigabytes. That's 3/4 of a terabyte Windows can't find. That's almost 750 gigabytes. Alright? Now let's exit. Now something that's really important, you do not, if you already have a hard drive installed that has Windows on it and you pulled it out to put a larger drive in, you do not need this. Any of this. The reason I did this, I wanted a fresh install on Windows, show you step by step. I could have actually just hooked up my girlfriend's hard drive back up and then done it that way, but I wanted to show you, even with Windows, what it's going to do. So I'll be back after I hook all this up. Okay, now that I've got the other hard drive installed and booting, you can't see it very well. I wish I could zoom in a little bit and make it a little bit clearer for you, but I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can actually get this. Unfortunately, it's really hard for me to hold this straight. There is the last drive, okay? That's the big drive we just did. Now I will, sorry about this, sorry about the noise, I really need to take that cap off. Zoom out, we don't want that too fuzzy. There we go. Apologize for the fuzziness. Now I'm going to walk over there and look and tell you exactly how much space is on that drive. Now remember, this is with a different Windows 7 hard drive. .98 terabytes free of 1.99. Okay? So that's less than 2 terabytes that this is picking up on the 3 terabyte drive. The reason it's doing this is Windows is installed on that drive. In Windows 7, like I said, if you install it on a large hard drive, MBR does not work. Now, how do you recover this? That's another question. You use Minitool Partition Manager. Well, it's Minitool Partition Wizard free. And you can see it brings up, I hope you can see this, it brings up the hard drives. Right? Now this too is what we want to get rid of. Actually, right here it would be disk 1. We want to get rid of disk 1. I'm sorry about the confusion there. The light of the camera just hit me in the face. Now what you do, you delete it. Every part of it. Then hit apply. Now right now, it's unallocated, but it has 2794.5 gigabytes. That's almost 3 terabytes. Then you hit create. I'm not going to put a label on it, but I'm going to put the drive letter of D and hit OK and hit apply. Now, here's the problem. If this does not show the full drive, here's what you need to do. You need to get this off MBR, okay? So let's delete this. Create. Now let's see, megabyte, okay. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to switch these over. Hit apply. I know it's taking me a few minutes. It's been a while since I've done this. Just hold on with me. We'll get it. Let's see. Where is it? Alright, if this one won't work, there is actually something I'm looking for, very specific. Right there, MBR, okay, is what we're looking for. So what we're going to have to do is create, see how it can't be formatted beyond 2 terabytes? Right here. After you delete it, click and initialize to GPT. That's what I was trying to think of. And then apply. Now, your whole disk is here. Okay? Now it's unallocated. Create. Instead of NTFS, we want extended FAT or EXFAT. Hit OK. Apply. You want to get that off NTSS. And right there, there is your entire drive back. Now I apologize for all the steps, a little bit confusing. It took me a little while to remember with the light shining in my face. Like I said, it's been a while. Now remember, you have to switch it off of one NTFS. It has to be extended FAT, EXFAT. Now let's reload to make sure it picks up. We reloaded. Now it's extended FAT, EXFAT, and it's a GPT. That is what you need to recover this. Anything else, a Windows format will not work. I really hope the audio is picking up on this because this is really important. This is an easy way to recover this. Now, if you don't want to leave it hooked up, you can actually put it back in the case, plug it in on the external, you know, like it started, and you can follow these same steps. Now exit. And it's right there. The entire drive is back. So if you accidentally or purposely install Windows and you're missing part of your drive, the reason why is Windows usually uses, or some computers use, MBR. This is not that format. MBR will not write to a drive larger than 2 terabytes basically. So anything bigger than 2, you're going to lose drive space. Alright. Now I'm going to shut this down. We're going to put it back together, and then it'll be good as new. Okay, to put this back together, slide it up in there, give it a little push, put your screws back in. Now I'm just going to use a small screwdriver for this instead of my drill gun or my drill. It's just a little bit easier for me, and even then my hands don't work like they used to, so you'll just have to give me a minute. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and start this back up. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. I forgot I unhooked all the wires. I'll have to hook them back up. So, give me a sec. I apologize for taking so long. Like I said, my hands just don't work like they used to. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I'm going to hook hard drive back up. Now, if it doesn't boot, that means you have two wires crossed. And if it doesn't boot, I'll show you that. Okay, everything's fine on there. Now, right here, you put these back in, on like that. You gotta make sure you get that in, right there, where that goes, and then just give it a push down. Okay, you can see, hopefully you can see, just slide it in, push it down, put the back on the bottom. Okay, you gotta make sure this goes on right. Just snap it down. Just push it down, make sure everything's tight. Alright. Got it plugged in, ready to hook up. Get my coffee cup out of the way here. And there it goes, it picked it right up. It's empty. I don't know if you can see because I'm probably in the way. Go to computer. And here it picks up 2.72 terabytes free. So it is completely empty. It is completely ready to use. Now, if you didn't hear me, that's 2.7 terabytes free out of a 3 terabyte drive. They always have junk at the beginning of the drives, so you never get exactly what you pay for. But hopefully you could understand everything I did, everything I said. But that's what happens when you install Windows 7 or any version of Windows like XP, Vista 7. If your computer doesn't have GPT or whatever it is, then you cannot do this and have the entire drive. Your BIOS has to be able to pick it up. Most BIOS pick up MBR, and it will not work with MBR. But if you did this and you're missing drive space and you still have your old hard drive, you can recover that drive using the methods I showed you. Hopefully you could hear me. If you couldn't, leave it in the comments and I will go through and show you step by step. Once again, I'll try to get it closer to the computer and show you step by step how to recover your large drive if you couldn't hear me. But that's what happens when you use like a backup plus drive, the hard drive out of it, to install Windows on. If it's a 1 or 2 terabyte, yes, you can do it on almost any computer. Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7, probably Linux. Now if it's larger than that on a lot of computers because of their BIOS, you cannot do it, and Windows will only pick up so much space. So if you bought a 3 terabyte hard drive and you are only showing 2 terabytes, that other terabyte is gone. You cannot use it for any reason. You can try every partition editor out there and you will never recover that space unless you do the steps I showed you to get that drive back to the original way it was, and then you can use it as an external. But as an internal hard drive, don't let people fool you. Most computers will not let you do this. Most Windows versions will not let you do this. So if you're going to spend that kind of money, leave it as an external drive, or put Windows on a different drive and take this drive out of the case, slap it as in a second hard drive. But don't put Windows on something this big, because you will be losing extra space. Okay? Alright, that's it for this video. I gotta get my girlfriend's computer back together. Normally she doesn't like me tearing her computer apart while I'm doing this, but I'm using my laptop to record these videos on, so I can't use my laptop. I couldn't anyway. I mean, the hard drive's too big. But the drive I used was a Seagate Backup Plus drive, 3 terabyte, and recently we purchased a Seagate expansion 4 terabyte drive. So if you see one of these in the stores and you think, hey, I can just throw Windows on this, pull out the hard drive, the answer is no. You will lose anything over 2 terabytes. So, you know, if you want to use it as an external hard drive in your computer, yeah, it'll pick up, but not with Windows installed on it. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope all the information got through to you. If not, I apologize. Like I said, if you need more details on how to recover a drive like this, then leave it in the comments and I'll try my best to help you out. Alright, that's it for the video. Everyone have a good one, and I apologize for the length. I apologize for me having to run back and forth inside the video. I'm sure y'all didn't want to see that watching the video. But, like I said, you do not need to buy an extra hard drive caddy, nothing like that if you have a regular computer, or if you have a hard drive with Windows already installed. You do not need the extra hard drive. I just did that to show you. If you have like a Slim, you can use the hard drive out of one of these as an extra hard drive if you already have Windows installed on something else. Alright, anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for the length, and probably the quality is not the greatest, and I do apologize if there's any clicking or noise when I start and stop the videos. Like I said, I tried to cut this down a little bit as much as I could while I was installing Windows 7, you know, like that, and I'm afraid it may have some clicking or popping or whatever when I start and stop the videos. If so, I apologize. But that's it for this one. Everyone have a good day.